Warm welcome. You're watching Your Trades on 80 now. This is Priyanka Uppal and along with me today is Srishti.
Hi Priyanka.
So, of course, Srishti, a very narrow range what we saw on index today. Of course, it was because of a truncated week, but then what a move by Reliance. Reliance was certainly the stellar performer today. Nearly 3.5% up on, of course, a Goldman Sachs report. The target price has been increased on the report, and clearly we saw in the stock movement also. But then very less or limited buying in heavyweights, but what a move in small caps we saw. If you talk about the peak of pessimism, what we saw in March month, since then, small cap index has rebounded nearly 8%. And clearly the moves what we saw in broader markets, many stocks from mid cap, ABB India, Mankind, Zomato, KEI, and in fact, stocks like IFL Finance, JM Financial, second day in trade where they have moved and nearly 10% of movement what we saw in both these stocks. In heavyweights, of course, stocks like Bajaj Auto because of the buyback got completed. Maruti stocks like heavyweights from auto space like Maruti, they were also the top performer. Auto was clearly the front seat today. Maybe we are yet to see the sales data. Maybe that's one trigger, Srishti. Clearly, and then post that, besides that, liquidity shift due to a lot of block deals, what we could see in today's trade. But then moves certainly which came from small cap, mid cap, many stocks were on the move today. And another smaller sectors like power ancillary, they were on the second day in the trade, which were running and up in the trade today. Second important news, which of course is impacting all the traders also, that's the BSE to introduce the beta version of T plus 0 trade settlement. Earlier, the trade settlement was T plus 1, but then now the trade settlement is going to be T plus 0, and the universe is, however, limited. It's only for 25 stocks. But these were the important news, which were the stocks which were buzzing in trade today. But a lot of action from pharma also, Srishti.
Well, yes, Wockhardt was one such stock, Priyanka, that was locked in an upper circuit throughout the day, and that's after a strong response to its QIP. Marquee names like Madhusudan Kela, Prashant Jain, they were all seen to be participating. Other than that, power stocks were also a buzz on the back of an ET Now exclusive, where Power Ministry takes a stock of the supply, and they have said that the coal and the gas supply will be done to all these power companies. Other than that, Gravita India was cheering on the back of Kotak initiation, where Kotak is looking out for a 30% upside in this particular counter with a target price of 1,200 rupees. So those were the big headlines that we have been tracking in this trading session. But with this, viewers, let's move on and let's connect with our technical expert for today and understand that how is he looking at the markets. And we are being joined by Ruchit Jain of 5paisa.com. Hi Ruchit, today was indeed the Nifty Bank monthly expiry, but tomorrow we are gearing up for the Nifty 50 monthly expiry. So how is the data building up for Nifty as well as Bank Nifty right now?
A very good afternoon. Well, since last few days, we have seen a decent pullback move from the recent swing lows. And what we can see that in the option segment for tomorrow's expiry, a good amount of open interest addition has been seen in 22,100 and 22,000 put options. So put writing has been more aggressive rather than call writing, what we are witnessing, which is a good sign. Bank Nifty is on the verge of a breakout above that 47,000 mark. Once we see a breakout above 47,000, I think today it was not seen, but in case if we see that follow-up move tomorrow, then I think banking stocks could take the leadership to lead the markets higher. So for tomorrow's trading session, I think the short term or the momentum as of now seems to be on the positive side. If we get any intraday dip in that range of 22,100 to 22,000, I think there one should look for some sort of buying opportunity. So 22,000 being the option with highest OI, I think that's a decent support, and with a stop loss below that support, any dips, intraday dips should be used as a buying opportunity. On the high side, 22,220 to 22,250 is the range that we are looking for, which is a 61.8% retracement of the recent corrective phase.
Ruchit, so what we understand is that, of course, range is going to shift now upwards as far as indices are concerned. Now, what about the individual picks that you're tracking?
Yes, exactly. The range is shifting higher, and so is the market breadth, what we can see. Earlier, a few days ago, the market breadth was completely in the favor of negative or declines. But of late, we have seen that some of the mid-cap stocks or even some of the large-cap stocks have started showing some positive momentum. So I have a couple of large-cap names on my buy list, and both are relative outperformers. One first is a buy call in Larsen and Toubro. In fact, if you look at the entire capital goods segment, this entire sector has shown a good outperformance in the recent corrective phase, where many pockets showed correction. But look at Siemens, look at ABB, all these stocks within the capital goods segment has been doing quite well. So Larsen Toubro is on the verge of a breakout from a cup and handle pattern. So one can look for buying opportunities over there, keeping stop loss below 3640, expecting near-term targets of 3780 to 3800 range. And Bharti Airtel is another large cap name, which is on our list, where the broader trend still continues to remain positive. Price up move supported by good volume. Smaller corrections are there, but no volume-based selling has been seen, so which is a quite good sign. So Bharti Airtel also with a stop below 1180. Short-term traders can look for buying over there for potential targets around 1300.
All right, Ruchit, with this, we'll let you go on that. Thank you so much for giving your time to ET Now and sharing with your technical picks for today. But with this, viewers, let's move on and let's focus to two of the breakout stocks that we wish to highlight for you today. One of them is InfoEdge. More than 4% move in today's trading session is what we have seen. And on your screen, you will see that it was a breakout indeed after forming a falling trend line. The stock did bounce exactly from its 20-day moving average, and hence we are spotting this as a breakout stock. The stock is yet again approaching its 52-week high level. So this is the first stock that we wish to highlight on the breakout side. Another stock is from the hospitality space, that is Indian Hotels, doing phenomenally well, managed to cross above its 20-day moving average, took a support exactly at those levels, and then is resuming its uptrend. Other than that, if we see the build up, it was indeed supported by a long build up on the derivative side, and more than 3% move is what we have seen on Indian Hotels as well. So both of these stocks that we wish to highlight on the breakout side. Priyanka.
All right, both the stocks are breakout stocks. Thanks very much, Srishti, for spotting them. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the in total of the financial year gains. Yes, just one more day to go before we wind up for the financial year. But then how has this year been so far? Before we wind up the financial year, let's just go back and take a look. It has been a year of record highs, but Dalal Street also saw its fair share of volatility. So let's see how the D Street has performed for the whole year. Ansh joins us with more details on this.
This financial year, Nifty, Nifty Mid Cap, Nifty Small Cap, all three registered its biggest single financial year gain in over 20 years. Also, all indices touched record high levels as well. Nifty gains around 27%, having Tata Motors, Bajaj Auto being the top gainers, gaining by around more than 130%. Losers are only UPL, HUL and HDFC Bank in Nifty index. But if you talk about other broad indices, both mid cap and small cap are also in green. They are up by around 60 and 69% respectively, and around 90% of both mid cap and small cap stocks are in green, with 20% stock delivering return more than 100%. Let's shift our focus to sectoral indices as well. And here we are seeing Nifty Realty as the top sectoral gainer. It even touched record high level this financial year. Actually, all indices touched record high level except for Nifty IT index. Now here we'll see that Nifty PSU Bank index is advancing for fourth consecutive financial year, gaining more than 85%, whereas Nifty Bank 2 advances for fourth consecutive session. Let's also talk about market cap. And here we are seeing India's market cap for stocks in FY24 has increased by around 123 lakh crore, out of which Reliance, Bharti Airtel, TCS and LIC and Tata Motors have contributed the most by around 13 lakh crore, which is more than 10% of the total market cap addition. So overall, this FI is marking a history by showing us moves not seen in decades.
All right, moving on, and let's get you the big voice in the markets then. And current volatility in the market looks healthy and was needed to weed out the fraud. And those are the words coming in from Vito Capital Management's Prashant Khemka, where he also believes that alpha opportunities always reside in the mid and the small cap space of the markets. Let's go across and listen into him.
Amount of volatility that we saw earlier this month is very much part and parcel of the equity market business as usual, and I actually think of it as very healthy. And if we keep having such at regular intervals, then it takes some of the what has now become fairly popular word. It takes some of the froth out of some of the segments of the market.
All right, we'll slip in for a short break here. Once we come back, more on the other side, more from derivatives and plus the more important developments during the day. Don't go anywhere. Watching your trades, and now from the derivative side, let's get you more action. Nifty, we did saw a long built-up trade. However, there was a narrow range, but then the upper calls, the strikes have seen call buying here. And however, there was it was a bank Nifty expiry, but then bank Nifty saw a flat trade if you talk about from derivative side. Active calls where we saw call writing was 22,200, 22,300 and 22,200, and all the above calls also act as a resistance here. But then market has also formed a very good base in form of put writing. So 22,100, 22,000 in fact, there has been massive put writing, and hence the support also has risen for the indices.
Okay, so that's the cue we are getting in the world of derivatives, but let's get the stock specific action for you as well, and let's also shift focus to the stock of the day, and it was indeed the big boy Reliance Industries, which saw a move of more than 3.5% in today's trading session, but that's after a Goldman Sachs report. But what is Goldman Sachs highlighting? What are the targets that they have come out with? Let's get in all those details from my colleague Somit Sarkar, who is joining us right now. Take it away, Somit.
Well, for Reliance Industries, if you see, the important point to note here is that this is the second big target price hike that has come in from a foreign brokerage in less than 1 week. Now, earlier it was UBS which had increased the target price on Reliance Industries to 3,420, and today Goldman Sachs has increased the target price on Reliance Industries to 3,400, which is a 16% hike. Now, the reason why Goldman Sachs has hiked the target price is because they are believing that the capital expenditure cycle of Reliance Industries has peaked, and going forward, the capital expenditure, whatever Reliance Industries will be doing, will be for short gestation period, which means that the capex to EBITDA turnaround will be much faster for Reliance Industries going forward, and hence for such a big company like Reliance Industries, they are still expecting their EBITDA to grow at a CAGR of nearly 17% over FY24 to FY27. Now, given the fact that capital expenditure has peaked, the brokerage is also expecting the company's return ratios to expand going forward, and in past we have seen a rally in share prices of Reliance Industries only in only two times, and that is one, when the return ratios of the company expand, and second is when the company goes ahead and does some dilution in their stake sales and raise much more funds. So both these factors are the key catalysts for Reliance Industries, and one of them is expected to happen soon, and hence Goldman Sachs has upgraded the target price, and they are saying that if going forward Reliance Industries goes ahead and does some stake sale and does some monetization of its assets, then again that could trigger a fresh rally in the share price of Reliance Industries. And at this moment they are saying that the risk reward is also favorable, given the fact that despite the 23%, 26% rally that we have seen in the last 6 months, the valuations are not expensive. They are at par with their historical averages for Reliance Industries.
All right, thanks very much, Somit. This one did see a positive move. In fact, a big action coming in from Reliance because this brokerage report. There were a couple of other brokerage notes also, and one such was on Gravita, which is in focus because Kotak Securities initiated a buy stance on the stock. Let's go across to Ashesha. She's telling us the factor which makes Kotak Securities bullish over the company.
Well, yes, we put the spotlight on Gravita India today, and Kotak has come out with a very interesting report where they've initiated coverage with a buy rating and a target price of about 1,200. Considering the current market price, they see nearly 30% upside from the current market price. They say government policies reflect strong intent to scale up and formalize the recycling industry, and that is what makes them very positive on Gravita India. They say recycling industry prospects across different commodities look very strong, especially lead. They say that prospects for plastic and e-waste recycling also appear promising, but they need a little more policy support as compared to what they are getting today. They expect revenue CAGR of about 20% over the next 3-year period, and profit after tax CAGR of about 22% over the corresponding period. They see 20% ROCE and potential for multi-year compounding growth. So very positive report. They've initiated coverage with a buy rating and a target price of 1,200, and Gravita India in focus on the back of this report.
Well, thank you so much, Ashesha, for getting us all those details. But let's shift focus to Wockhardt Limited. This stock was on the roll today, locked in at an upper circuit of 5%, and that's after marquee investors' name appeared in the list of its QIP, where the company successfully completed its 480 crores QIP, wherein apart from Madhusudan Kela, Prashant Jain, some of the big mutual fund players have also participated, from the likes of ICICI Pru, Tata, India Opportunities Fund, as well as Mirae Asset. So all these big players have come out and invested in Wockhardt Limited, and that's why the excitement we have seen in the stock price. But other than that, if we talk about the key triggers there, why are they seeing Wockhardt Limited as a re-rate candidate? What's in the store then? Then the company has already announced that it's an antibiotic pipeline, where they are working on the new discovery, wherein one of the key drugs will be nifithromycin. That will be an antibiotic that will come in the market after 30 long years, used in the treatment of pneumonia, and that could be a re-rating candidate for Wockhardt Limited. Other than that, there's also another drug, that is WCK5222. That's another antibiotic where the company is hopeful that the phase 3 trials for this drug will conclude in the mid-2024. They are working on the diabetes biosimilar portfolio for India and emerging markets, and one of the key overhangs was actually the debt profile, where they have more than 1,000 crores as debt on their books. So going ahead, if the company uses this particular money to get rid of some of their debts, they have debts on two parts. One of the debt is actually given by the promoters. So barring that, if the company plans to reduce the debt amount on their books, that will also be seen as positive. So all these triggers are at play for Wockhardt Pharma, and hence we have seen the stock price action.
All right, so debt reduction looks like a one key trigger, Srishti, or that's what the marquee names are being seen here.
Hopefully,
All
yes.
right, okay. But then Gaurav joins in now to get us what are the other stocks which were buzzing in trade today. Gaurav, tell us which are the stocks that you're tracking.
Well, yes. First, let's talk about Bajaj Finance, because Bajaj Housing Finance, which is a part of Bajaj Finance, is now going for an IPO as per sources, and they are seeking for a valuation somewhere between $9 to $10 billion. And on the back of this news, if you look at Bajaj Finance, it turned into green today, and the stock was up almost 2% in today's trade. Let's also talk about Pakka Limited, because company has recently approved the revised cost for Jagriti project, one of its project, and the revised cost would be around 675 crore rupees versus what it was at 500 crore rupees. Now, this expansion will actually help the company to increase the capacity in the pulp mills from 130 TPD to the new capacity of 180 TPD, and that is why we saw the stock was up almost 4% in today's trade. Let's also look at L&T, because company recently won multiple orders worth 2,500 to 5,000 crore rupees from domestic as well as international markets. And on back of this news also, if we look at L&T, the stock was trading in green today, and we have already seen that the stock is hitting its 52 weeks high and all-time high as well. Let's also talk about Shakti Pumps, because company recently raised 200 crore rupees successfully via QIP, and the speciality about this QIP was that it was fully subscribed and two large mutual funds have invested, which are LIC Mutual Fund and SBI Mutual Fund. This kind of shows the confidence on Shakti pumps in terms of solar pump industry, and that is why this stock also will be in focus from here on. And lastly, let's talk about Lupin, because company recently received a tax notice worth 477 crore rupees. Although the company has said that it will not impact materially to the financials, we saw the negative impact coming up on the stock price in today's trade. So all in all, we will definitely keep an eye on all these companies in the trade coming ahead as well.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for getting us all those details. But with this, viewers, as BSE has released the 25 scripts where T+0 trade settlement cycle will be introduced from tomorrow, the list includes heavyweights such as Bajaj Auto, Cipla, Hindalco Industries, JSW Steel and more. So that's the update from this particular front, and Snehi is joining us right now to give us more details on this one. Take it away, Snehi.
Well, yes, so BSE will be trading under the T+0 settlement cycle from tomorrow, and BSE will be introducing the beta version of the T+0 settlement cycle. And remember, all Indian stocks as of now operate on the T+1 settlement cycle. Now, the T+0 settlement cycle is going to be optional for 25 stocks only in tomorrow's trading session. This will be in addition to the existing T+1 settlement that will anyway be going on as regular in the equity cash market. Now, the catch here is that this T+0 trade cycle will be applicable for trades on these 25 stocks executed only between 9:15 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. So it's not regular market hours, it's a little bit truncated. And trading in the T+0 cycle will be subject to a price band of 100 bips above or below the price band of these scripts in the T+1 cycle to ensure that there is not too much fluctuation in the market tomorrow. Now, 25 stocks, like I mentioned, have been eligible for this T+0 trade settlement cycle tomorrow, and some of them are Ambuja Cement, Ashok Leyland, Bajaj Auto, BPCL, JSW Steel, LTI Mindtree, MRF, NMDC, ONGC, and a few others. So a total of 25 stocks are eligible for this T+ trading session that will be coming into place from the BSE from tomorrow.
All right, thanks very much, Snehi, for the complete details on this particular news. Well, that's all in this edition of Your Trades. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more updates to ET Now.